Hi, welcome to video 4.1 on identifying polynomials. So first we're going to go through some vocabulary. A monomial can be a constant, and a constant, if you don't remember, is just another word for a number all by itself. It doesn't have a variable with it, and it could also be just a variable, like a letter X or Y or something. Or it could be a combination of those two things, so like 2x or something like that. A binomial is the sum of two monomials. Trinomial, I bet you guessed, is the sum of three monomials. And a polynomial is the sum, not sure why that's there. The degree of a monomial is going to be the highest of the exponents of all of its variables, and we'll kind of see what that means a little bit later. Same thing with a polynomial. It's going to be the highest, oops, I don't know why I put an I in there, degree of any of the monomials that's in the polynomial. And the standard form of a polynomial is written with the monomials, so basically any of the terms in order from highest degree, so the highest exponent, to the lowest degree to the lowest exponent, which a lot of times is a constant or just a number. The leading coefficient, when a polynomial is written in standard form, the coefficient of the first term is what we call the leading coefficient. So for example, right here, we have the highest degree is 3, and so that means that we put the 4x to the third first, and so the 4 is what we call the leading coefficient. Okay, let's take a look down here. So these are some special names. Polynomial of 1 degree is called linear, and you guys studied those a lot last year. A polynomial of degree 2, if it's got an x squared, that's called quadratic, and we are becoming more familiar with those this year. Polynomial of degree 3 looks like that, is cubic. Of degree 4 is called quartic, and of degree 5 is called quintic, and then anything more than that doesn't really have a special name. It's just, if it's a 6th degree, it's called 6th degree or whatever. Okay, let's do a little bit of, got a little bit more vocabulary to go. Okay, so the degree, the degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of all of its variables. So for example, see this x right here? That has an exponent of 1, and then the y has an exponent of 2, and the z has an exponent of 5. So we do 1 plus 2 plus 5, and that gives us, it's an 8th degree monomial. A non-zero constant, so any number that's not 0 has a degree of 0. And then the degree of a polynomial, so remember polynomials have a bunch of monomials or terms added together. So for a polynomial, it's the greatest degree of any term. So like this one right here, this has the highest exponents if we add them together, and so this would be a 5th degree polynomial because we just take the highest degree monomial, and that's the degree of the polynomial. Okay, so let's look at a little bit of this. We're going to do the first 4 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then I'm going to have you guys do some. Okay, so for this one, is this a polynomial? Yes, it is, because it's got more than one term. We're going to put it in standard form, which means we're going to take the thing with the highest degree, and we're going to put it first. So it's going to be negative 3x squared. Then we're going to just go down the line. So this has the next highest degree because it's only got an exponent of 1. and then a constant has a degree of 0, so it goes last. Its leading coefficient is just going to be the first coefficient that we've got, and then the name by degree and the number of terms. So its degree is squared, so that's going to be quadratic. And if you forget, you can look on the first page, and then it's got 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. So that sounds very fancy, our quadratic trinomial. Okay, this guy right here, he only has 1 term, and so it is not a polynomial, it's a monomial, which makes it super easy to write in standard form because it's already done. Its leading coefficient is 11, it's the only coefficient it's got, and then its degree is cubic, and it is a monomial. So monomial means it's got 1 term, and then cubic means it's got a degree of 3. Okay, this one, not a polynomial because it's only got 1 term. Standard form is the same as it is right now. And then its leading coefficient is the only coefficient it's got. And then this right here, so this has a degree of, or this has an exponent of 1, plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So this is a 7th degree, because remember, after 5, they don't have special names, and it's a monomial. And then, I forgot I was going to do 4. Okay, so this guy right here is not a polynomial at all. It's not even really a monomial because we're dividing by x squared. Or another way to think about it is it's got a negative exponent on there, and if it's got a negative exponent, not a polynomial or a monomial, we're not really classifying it. So we would just say its standard form looks like that, and its leading coefficient is that, and then its degree would be like -2, so we're not classifying that. Okay, I want you to try the rest of these yourself and then come back and take a look at the answers. There they are. Okay, and write down if you have any questions, and you can ask them in class.